Hello and welcome back to SnowTopia and our tips and tricks series. So, if you're new to the game and just started out and think you have placed your perfect resort and a couple of runs in or something like that, like this, and you feel that this is so damn great, but I want to make my runs wider. Well, I'll show you a trick so you can do that, or at least how it can look like it. It's not really a feature as such, but it's a way to make it more aesthetically pleasing if you want to do wider runs. So, for example, I maybe want this to be really wide and then just touching the base station here. And I'll show you how to do that. So what you basically do, you just place another large run just beside the one that you started. So, for example, I'll go like this, and then I'll go like this, and just alongside it here, and I can effectively make this double as wide. And I can make that sort of go like there and then end here. And I'm happy with that. So the connection to this lift, and then I feel like I want it to what do I want? Well, I want to make this a little bit smoother, so I can do just something like that, and I can place in another one. So well, enter there doesn't really matter, and we got one little pin there, which is irritating, but you can do that. And you can also work from the other side, so to say, let's do that here actually instead. You can do like, I want this to be a lot wider, and then you can do until here would be fine, or where I would like it, and I would like that to be only that part. Then you do something like that, and then you just use the same logic, preferably start from the same place as the game puts out the difficulty signs at the place where you start your runs. So you kind of want to place them all in the same place, but then you just do like that, and another one from here, and you just fill in the blanks, so to say. It's not perfect, and often the game sort of messes up the slopes and the angles between them and things like that. But if you take enough time, you can definitely get this to play along nicely. Also, of course, the less steep it is, the easier it is to make it look good. We'll have a look at that when and that is done. But you can already see here directly that where it's flatter, this is much easier to do. And we can do as wide as we want. So using the same logics here, we can get this really wide. And something like this. And also there you see, like, we start small. We don't really want to go bigger since we have a rock coming up there. That would not look nice. And we can go a little bit like this, so we can get a little bit of dynamic how wide the runs are. So kind of don't want to dig in more to the valley there, so that just goes in like that. The issue there is that I kind of would want this to be wider here maybe, but we can still do the same logic. We can start from here and then just go wherever we like here really. So I kind of want that to be a little bit more unsharp, and I don't really like that, so I can do something like, just if we can snap off from that, that will look a little bit better, and then we can come over here. Of course, that will be a little bit of an issue. It will create kind of a hump there. But then again, I can come in here and just make this a little bit more like this. And I can come in here, actually, that's totally fine. So something like that. Of course, you see here that this doesn't look that great. But it's not totally unrealistic as such. And then you just use that ID for everything and just place it. So I could start another here to make this part wider, would make sense. But this is it. We will fast forward here a little bit or cut to where all of this is built, and I'll show you how it looks. So this is kind of how it turned out. As you see, it's not the most beautiful thing, but here you have a very wide pist for those that would like to build something like this. Obviously, this is much wider than the width of the chairlift as such, but anyone that has skied also knows that a run usually is definitely wider than the chairlift itself. So this doesn't seem that unreasonable to me, the width of the run here. As I said, the angles here are not really that great and everything like that, but if you just ignore that and have the feel for it, it's quite alright. This though looks overall very good. A little bit quirky there, but you can shape some decent looking runs in for sure. If you take the time for it. I didn't really take too much time in doing this, but you get the idea. This is a pretty neat trick to make it look more like you want it to. So anyway, that's going to be it for this short little episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you here soon again. Bye-bye.
You have been watching RawSlowGaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.